spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars or more kinds of people. See them at the sign of the cat. By Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Bucky Beaver. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report as we count down to the NFL season. We are 51 days at this moment, but at 8:15 tonight, it will be 50 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes before kickoff against those filthy Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. I cannot wait. Oh, it's got to get here. It's got to get here. And come Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys report to Oxnard. Monday is the opening press conference. And, of course, Tuesday is the very first practice, and it's going to be great. So the dissing of Dallas, okay, the DD, okay, the dissing of Dallas, I'm going to call it, continues. We have another one of these great rankings. The rankings have not been good to the Cowboys, which to me is funny because listening to people, the trolls that were in the live stream on Monday that were saying Dak Prescott's got no excuses. If you go by the rankings that literally had Brian Schottenheimer as the second worst coach in the NFL, he's ranked 31st. The running game has been ranked 32nd. The offensive line, I think 19th. But there's no excuses for Dak Prescott, even though he's not a top 10 quarterback. Oh, we'll get to that one too. And so here's the wide receiver rankings that have Ceedee Lamb fourth. His highest rating was 3. His lowest rating was 10. Who says that there's 9 receivers better than Ceedee Lamb? Seriously? Let's read what they had to say about it. Lamb has checked many boxes required by an elite receiver. He had a banner season in 23 with 135 receptions, league high, 1,749 yards and 12 TDs. He had no true down years. And keep in mind, he didn't have his quarterback this past year for half of the season. He's a perennial all-pro, first or second teamer. He can produce through adversity, including multiple injuries to Dak Prescott and a bad running game. Excellent out of the slot, easy mover, can sink and bend, an NFL personnel evaluator said. Very good after the catch and excellent with ball vision. Lamb has 496 career receptions, the second most through a player's first 5 seasons behind Michael Thomas. Second most receptions of anybody other than Michael Thomas. His 12 career games with at least 10 receptions, already the most in Cowboys history, and 101 catches for 1,194 yards last season was impressive, considering Prescott missed significant time and lack of true number one receiver in Dallas. About 45% of Lamb's yards came after catch, producing 235 yards receiving after first contact. His red zone production was modest last year with 9 catches for 57 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, but somebody out there said he's 10th. I think he's the 10th best wide receiver, even though he's had second most catches to start a 5-year career in NFL history. even though he led the league 2 seasons ago in receptions. He's the 10th best receiver. Yeah, that's the kind of shit that we get. So moving along, we have Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, who in his last week of freedom, last couple of days, ended up doing a free camp at his high school in Harrisburg, where he is quoted as saying, "I'm going to get mine no matter what." Let's look at some. We're going to go back through memory lane and look at some highlights of Micah Parsons back in the day in high school. High school. Maybe we should put him at running back since we've got the 32nd ranked running game. I still say he is the modern day Bo Jackson. They put him in for a few running plays. You can definitely go ahead and say Micah knows. In fact, I'm going to start doing that. Micah knows. In fact, that's going to be a new shirt. Tracy! I got an idea for a new shirt. Micah knows.
You got to step up every game, every day.
I got an idea for a new shirt. Micah knows, like Bo Jackson knows. Micah knows. Look at him. Boom. Look at that. Micah was a beast. He literally did it all. I mean, he knows sumo wrestling. He knows hockey. He knows basketball. Yeah. So here's where the Cowboys are screwing up.
From backpacks.
And it almost feels like what's happening is every spot that the Cowboys have to pay somebody, so far they're 2 out of the 3 losers. You end up getting Sauce Gardner paid yesterday. 4-year, $120 million extension. Guess who's going to be up soon? Now, I think that they're doing this as a prove-it year for Deron Bland, but guess what? Deron Bland's price has now gone up. It's gone up. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to say that he is Sauce Gardner money, but you can see that as the ceiling raises, so does the floor. And so if Bland has a great season, it just costs you. Oh, shit! Trey Smith, offensive lineman, just got paid $23 million a year. Tyler Smith, going into his 5th year next year, is going to need to get paid. You're probably looking at him over $25 million next year. Oh, shit! The only one that has yet to screw the Cowboys and change the numbers is defensive linemen and edge rushers. But we've got 2 guys out there that are looking to get deals. Yeah, with T.J. Watt and Trey with Cincinnati. If one of those guys get a mega deal. Oh, shit! Now, Micah Parsons has gone on and said, I'm going to get mine. Okay? I'm going to get mine. As in, I'm going to get paid. The thing is, here's the thing that I look at. I said this before. Now, Micah has said, I'm not holding you out or anything like that, right? He's said that. He's gone on and saying, I'm not holding out. But he still hasn't received his big contract yet. So I just work harder. This is a quote from him. I just work harder. Like, to me, I look at it like if people don't see your value, you don't cry and sit down. You just work harder. You got to show people your value. I just think that that's the difference. Like I go, okay, bet, I'll just work. Parsons said yesterday. So the thing with the Cowboys that seems kind of strange and counterintuitive, it seems like we have guys that end up having really one good season and they rush to pay them. Terrence Steele, his second year was really good, second and third year, and they hurried up and they paid him while he had a torn ACL. Michael Gallup, his second year, had one great year and then had 2 years of falling production, tore his ACL, got his extension. You just heard Ceedee Lamb. Ceedee Lamb, second most receptions to start a career. But they had to drag that out through training camp to get him paid? Dak Prescott, fourth-round pick. You could have paid him after his third year. He was making $680,000 his first 3 years. His fourth year, played for $2 million. And you franchise tagged him. Tried to franchise tag him again. He performed for you for 4 years straight, undervalued as a bargain. And he had to wait till the last minute to get paid. Jalen Smith, with drop foot, had one good season. They paid him. This makes no sense. The proven players that you have, you drag it out and wait till the last minute to pay them. Make it make sense, people. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. Tyler Smith, All-Pro. He played left tackle when Tyron Smith was out. Why are we waiting to pay him? Now, I can understand Deron Bland because Deron Bland missed most of last season, although that's typically the Cowboys' MO. Pay the guy that's been injured. But why do you wait to let the market continue to escalate? Especially when you still have early years on the contract where you can keep the contract cheap for those next couple of years and then pay them the mega money down the road in next year's money. The Cowboys, I'm sorry, they're just plain stupid when it comes to doing those contracts. And so as we get through here, okay, now the countdown is on. We're getting close where we'll be talking about, of course,
because we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Next week, we'll be talking about practice. Next week, we'll be talking about practice. In the meantime, we're finishing off all of the list of stuff. And so here is a top 10 list by executive and front office people of top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Let's go to the tape on that one.
All right, we're going to talk about it. Story of the day is right here from our great Jeremy Fowler, who has polled more than 50 NFL executives, coaches, and scouts, and has put together a top 10 NFL quarterback list. And then, again, this is not from us. This is not from Jeremy. This is from executives, coaches, and scouts. Take a second to digest, folks. Here is the top 10. Look at all those names. Consider the names that are not on this list. But number one, the top dog sitting in that perch, still Patrick Mahomes. Let's go to Jeremy here because you polled more than 50 executives in crafting this list, and Patrick Mahomes comes in at number one. However, unlike other years, seems like the door's cracked a little bit. Give some context, Jeremy Fowler, on what it is with Patrick Mahomes number one, but why this is a little different than years prior.
Peter, the door is open slightly. Mahomes still garnered 60% of the first place votes. That is significant. So he has staved off Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. But that grip is slipping slightly because of the dominance, that he hasn't really put up the same numbers in the last 2 years. 8th in QBR the last 2 years. He used to dominate, always first or second in that category. That Super Bowl loss in Philadelphia was sobering to a lot of people, the way the Chiefs' offense have looked. Now, a lot of people pointed out Mahomes probably played quarterback better than he had in a long time, dealing with all the adversity that he had with Travis Kelce not being his best, O-line problems, wide receiver injuries. He managed the game really well. And we're talking about 17 wins last year, including playoffs in a down year. So he's still the guy. But we're in a golden era of quarterbacks right now with these other guys who are winning MVPs, and everybody's in their late 20s ready to seize the day, and they're coming after him, and they're getting closer.
Dan Orlovsky,
Okay.
is Patrick Mahomes
Here we go.
still
Here we go.
clearly and obviously the best quarterback in the NFL?
No, I mean, Patrick, out of that group of four, the top four, he was fourth last year in the league when it comes to just watching them play. The gap has never been this ridiculously big gap when it comes to Patrick, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. All three of those guys had better seasons last year than Patrick did, yes. But there is the reality that Patrick, not once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times, has played his absolute best when it's been needed the most. Those other 3 guys haven't necessarily done that. And so is Patrick the best at the position? He's still the top dog when it comes to you got to go be your very best when it's needed the most. When it comes to the ability to play, those guys have always been kind of nipping at his heels. Josh Allen's coming off the best season of his career and an MVP. Lamar Jackson's coming off of probably the best season of his career and arguably could have been the MVP. Joe Burrow's coming off of the best season of his career. So the gap has never been that big.
And
but the difference is those
anywhere.
3 haven't been their very best when it's been needed like Patrick has.
Damien, why aren't you so quick to dethrone Mahomes? Like, everyone knows that those other 3 quarterbacks are coming in the AFC, but you have a different take on this thing.
Dano listed all these things about those other 3 quarterbacks, but who represented the AFC in the Super Bowl?
Sure.
With arguably the worst offensive cast in the Patrick Mahomes era. Think about it, okay? We got a diminishing Travis Kelce. We had offensive line issues, a guard playing tackle, for the Kansas City Chiefs. The weapons of Hollywood Brown being injured, all these things. Rasheed Rice breaking in a rookie wide receiver. Yeah. And all Patrick Mahomes did was take the Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl. So, yes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, all great quarterbacks. But you have to climb Mount Mahomes in order to get there. And now I haven't seen it yet. You got to go out there and show me.
Well, but that's what makes the conversation at least relatively interesting is specifically Josh and Lamar. They've played themselves into the category, the burden, the weight of it doesn't necessarily really matter that much anymore how great you are in the regular season.
No doubt.
You got to go get it done, and you got to go beat Patrick when it matters the most. So Josh, who was sensational last season, and then Lamar, who was great last season, they're 0-3 in the AFC title games. They got 3 MVPs between them, and they're 0-3 in the AFC title games. And so there is something to be said for, while their play, you can make the argument that Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in football when it comes to a certain style, or Lamar. You have to play your best when it's needed and beat Patrick when it's win or go home. And until they do that, as much as I love them, they can't dethrone him. But they don't get into the conversation with him truly until that happens.
It gets a little murky because you're talking about individual quarterback play and then team results, right? You're saying, well, also the Chiefs defense stopped Josh Allen at the end. So it becomes a different conversation. But Jeremy Fowler, I ask you, if you were to pick one person right now and you were to say one name, who is playing the quarterback position at the highest level as we enter the 2025 season?
Yeah, Peter, the people I've talked to around the league firmly believe that Joe Burrow is playing the quarterback position the best, but he's not the most feared. Those other quarterbacks we're talking about, their fear factor is thick when you go against coordinators. How are we going to stop them, not only with their arm, with their mobility? Burrow doesn't quite have that, but when we're talking about decision-making, accuracy, eye level, all the nuances that my guy Orlovsky loves, people around the league believe that Burrow is the very best at that. And look, are they wasting his time?
We'll end it there. Let's put it this way. The Cowboys are getting no respect at all, okay? No respect. And that's fine, because hopefully, like Micah Parsons says, I'm just going to go to work. And I hope that the Cowboys take that disrespect and they turn it into something. I really and truly do, because this gets to be ridiculous that you literally have the Dallas Cowboys, a team that led the league in scoring, and a quarterback who was runner-up MVP and should have been. His numbers were better than Lamar Jackson, and don't give me that it's playoffs account, because Lamar ain't done jack in the playoffs either. that they're getting disrespected everywhere. I mean, come on. Ceedee Lamb, somebody actually ranking him as high as 10th at wide receiver? Come on, people. This shit just gets to be ridiculous. But, hey, it is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. As always, I appreciate you guys, but I got to go here and get some work done. Peace.
I can't stand it anymore. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I've got to get
Calm down now. Get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone. Everything's going to be all right. Please.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.
I've got to get out